Calving is a stressful time for both the farmer and the animal. To try and reduce this stress and ensure a successful calving period, we must be prepared. Use your scan results to predict your calving dates. You can write them on a sheet of your own or enter the results into the ICBF pregnancy diagnosis, which will then generate an expected calving report. This report details the expected calving date for each cow, the sire of the calf and the calving difficulty of the sire and more. You should also highlight on this sheet any cows carrying twins. You can use this information to batch cows according to their due date, to keep a closer eye on cows carrying twins and to predict weeks that will be particularly busy. It's useful to put this sheet somewhere that it can be easily seen. You should have fit cows and heifers. Ideally, cows should be a body condition score of 2.5, while heifers should be a little stronger at 2.75. If animals are too fat, they could have laid down fat in the birth canal, and this can cause difficult calvings. If they are too thin, they may not have the energy to calve, have a weak calf and take longer to get up after they calve. Any difficult calving may delay animals going back in calf. If you need to adjust the body condition of an animal, this must be completed 6 to 8 weeks pre-calving by adjusting their diet. Do not attempt to do this in the final weeks before calving. Having a healthy cow will lead to a healthy calf. Ensure all your cow's vaccinations are up to date. These could include IBR and any scour vaccines. It is important that these vaccines are given within the correct time period to ensure there are adequate antibodies in the colostrum for the calf. If you have a long calving spread, you should split the cows into groups in accordance with the vaccination program. This will reduce the possibility of sick cows, and it would also allow passive immunity pass to the calf as long as the calf receives adequate colostrum. Trace element deficiencies, especially in copper, selenium and iodine, have been associated with higher incidence of stillbirth, retained placenta and weak calves. To avoid this, ensure your cows are getting a good pre-calving mineral for at least 6 weeks before they are due to calf. Talk to your vet about specific mineral deficiencies on your farm and what practical solutions you can put in place. The biggest payback of feeding pre-calving minerals is improving calf vigour and viability. Protein is important to ensure good quality colostrum. If you have first or second time calvers or poor protein silages, it can be a good idea to feed 200 to 300 grams of soya for 2 to 3 weeks before calving. You can test the immunoglobulin levels in your colostrum by using the Brix refractometer. Have suitable accommodation for calving cows. Ensure your shed is well ventilated but has no drafts. If you need to put in place space boarding or do other works to improve airflow, this should be done well in advance of calving. If you have drafts, you can solve these by putting stock boarding on doors and gates or by putting in bales to block drafts. You must ensure that all gates and pens can still open and close easily for safety reasons. They should never be tied. Good lighting is also essential in sheds, especially where you're calving. A clean environment is essential to reduce infection and disease. Scrape and lime any slatted areas. Lime the calving pens and ensure they are well bedded with clean dry straw. Keep cows clean to reduce the risk of environmental mastitis and prevent the young calf from sucking on dirt. Clean and disinfect calving pens after each use and use a disinfectant that kills the pathogens on your farm. Check your calving equipment well ahead of calving time. Clean and service the calving camera and check the calving jack is working properly. If necessary, repair or replace. Always have a spare set of calving ropes. If you are using calving detectors, ensure they are working and have new batteries. Have a red lamp available for any weak calves, and calf jackets are also helpful for those weaker calves. Write a shopping list. This should include your ropes, lubricant, gloves, iodine, etc. Ensure to purchase well ahead of time and have your tags ordered. Store in a clean, dry area close to your calving pens. For a sample shopping list, log on to teagasc.ie. Have a reserve of colostrum on your farm. If possible, take some colostrum for the first couple of calved cows and store. This colostrum will have antibodies from earlier vaccinations and other diseases present on your own farm. Be careful of getting colostrum from other farms, as it may not contain the same antibodies for the diseases on your farm, and it can also carry ionases. You must ensure to feed enough colostrum to calves, at least 3 litres in the first 2 hours of birth if possible, but definitely within the first 6 hours of birth to ensure good immunity levels in your calves. Always think safety. Ensure your pens and gates are working properly. Have good lighting in your shed. Always have an escape route planned. Carry your phone in an accessible pocket and know your own area code.